Namaste, Bernie Sanders supporters. I'm Troy, a professional political wellness coach and trauma expert, and former member of the Black Bloc Anarchist Collective. I'm coming to you today as the physical manifestation of your collective seething rage about how the Democratic Party establishment and their mainstream media lackeys continue to go over Bernie Sanders at every turn. I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina at the Democratic presidential primary debate to find out, why do black people still like Hillary Clinton?
When I say Hillary, you say Clinton.
It's called New Jim Crow, New York Times bestseller. It's called During Bill Clinton's tenure, Washington slashed funding for public housing by $17 billion, boosted corrections by $19 billion, effectively making the construction of prisons the nation's main housing program for the urban poor. I'm just trying to get confirmation.
I don't know. I'm the chair of the DNC.
Yeah, Debbie. Why should you know? You're only the chair of the Democratic National Committee. Hey, black people, help me out.
I said tonight that part of the blame should have been in terms of incarceration on the 1994 Clinton crime bill. A very cheap shot was thrown to me by a PhD who said that's sexist. Some said absolutely it's not. If you're going to name a policy that you didn't like about Bush and you're going to put his name on it, you must put Clinton's policy, his name on that policy. Clinton knew what he was doing. He did it anyway. If you're familiar with this book or you're familiar with that 1994 crime bill, which sent many of my friends away, she is not the candidate you should be voting for.
You're all angry, aren't you? You feel robbed, don't you? You feel as though all of your burn has been turned into yearn. And right now, you're screaming in silence. What do I do? So now I'm going to ask the questions to the answers of the things I thought the candidate should have said to the people that need to know what they're going to say. You'll understand in a minute. Senator Sessions, as you know tonight, Donald Trump completely reversed his policy on immigration, saying that we need to realize as Americans our foreign policy and also our war on drugs has led to a difficult situation, so we need more of an open border. Can you speak to that?
I didn't hear that. Where did you hear that?
I'm a big fan of Hillary Clinton, and I have oogles and boogles of respect for you, so it's really cool to talk to you and ask you a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, cool. So one of the most shocking moments of the debate tonight was Hillary Clinton saying that she wants to ban fracking and go to completely renewables by 2030. Can you speak to that?
Actually, that might have been a part where I wasn't when we had the volume turned down when we were talking among ourselves, so I can't address that, I'm afraid.
So you didn't hear that part?
I wasn't there for that part of the debate, no.
Well, I'll tell you. Get laid! Have some fun! I don't know, smoke the hair of God, man! You're all angels of the revolution! You've been working like foxes to spread the word about economic inequality, money in politics, and systemic racism. You've helped change the conversation and jumpstart the beginning of the end of corporate politicians. Go get a massage! So, I might be talking to Karl Rove in a minute. One time when I had a manic episode, I truly believed that he was one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for real. Mr. Trump! Mr. Trump! Mr. Trump! Lifelong fan! Lifelong fan! Mr. Trump! Lifelong fan. Lifelong fan. Mr. Trump, I'd be honored to ask you a question.
I think really well.
Mr. Trump, lifelong fan, what would you say to people who say that you never wanted to become president, just a publicity stunt? What would you say to people that all you had to do was not use the N-word on tonight's debate in order to win? So the follow-up question is this: If Hillary Clinton, is it strange that she's going against Obama's policy, saying now that she would pardon Edward Snowden and maybe give him a cabinet position?
Mr. Podesta, it was real clear the Clinton strategy.
That's what I wanted to see in the debate, you know? Just make sure the massage therapist focuses on your leg muscles. Because you're going to need to start kicking serious ass again on Monday. There's still a lot to do to save our country, but we're on our way. And you guys were there before it got cool.
I don't think he should be answering any questions that might in any way impede our election.
So the head of the DNC is also Karl Rove's publicist?
Oh, just for the day, just for the hour. He paid me a lot of money.
Well, I guess the two-party system really is like two sides of two heads of one beast.
My brother. Hello, my brother.
Hey.
Rudy, can we get an All Lives Matter? Can I get a hug and an All Lives Matter?
Actually, I feel sorry for Wayne Barrett. There's nothing wrong with it.
On the count of 3, can we say to the camera, All Lives Matter? Please? 1, 2, 3.
All
Black Lives Matter.
All lives
Black
matter.
Lives
All
Matter.
of us.
Black Lives Matter.
And
lives matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Debate night.
I'll tell you, true story. It's a pleasure to meet you. One time when I had because I had a manic episode and I deeply thought that you were one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, but I no longer think that, and it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Holy shit, that was like a real creative redemption for me. And true story, I actually do think he still is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Namaste.
If women could change the violent culture at the organization...
Oh, Lee, excuse me? I find that kind of offensive.
What? What'd I do?
Women, less violent? The CIA also claims women don't want to work for them because they would be unable to decline an assignment they didn't agree with, that they're more virtuous or something.
I kind of think women are a little more virtuous.
Lee, in certain circumstances, any woman could be a transnational asshole. I, personally, would totally lead a coup in Central America for 2 rum and cokes and a taco. Oklahoma experienced its second magnitude 5.6 earthquake in 5 years, which scientists linked to oil and natural gas production in the state. Okay, earthquakes. I admit they're the least subtle form of accident. Does anybody have a tarp we can borrow, like the size of a small town? Currently, 25 states have legalized marijuana for recreational or medicinal use, and now the country is tragically divided between territories of cool and not cool. After the 2000 catastrophe between Gore and Bush, Congress signed the Help America Vote Act in 2002, giving states $4 billion to modernize their voting systems and make this democracy digital and get high-tech, state-of-the-art technology like this.
With our newer software, we're able to go ahead and set the ballot up in both portrait and landscape modes. So we have the traditional ballot set up like this, but then we can also go to the landscape method like this.
Alan Turing would be blown away at how far we've come.
Doesn't this deprive people of due process? I mean, you can't cross-examine an algorithm.
Exactly. You don't question the algorithm. And sure, technology is not perfect at securing people's rights, but God and the Constitution haven't done a great job either. Both are abject failures. Forgive me, you are the alpha, the omega, the X, the Y, the subscript 0011.
What the hell are you doing?
Subsys, or fentanyl, is an opioid that is 50 times stronger than heroin and causes fatal overdoses. And they say marijuana is dangerous? Please, ignore the coffins and lawsuits and look at all the people on reefer dipping oatmeal raisin cookies into salsa. They're out of their minds. So now we've got these shitty machines all over the country. South Carolina has ES&S machines that use cartridges like the ones for the old Nintendo game consoles. But they're not that hard to fix. Have you tried blowing in them? They thought everything was going fine in 2012, but now Zelda is the mayor of Greensboro.
Black defendants are twice as likely to score high as a danger risk.
Oh, come on. It's not as racist as an OkCupid algorithm. OkCupid would only set me up with people who looked like me. I've been on 3 dates with my brother. What does your burning vagina smell like? The working class. Corruption. I mean the end of corruption. Hope. Breaking up big banks. Raising the minimum wage. A clean environment. Creating jobs. Universal health care. Just that. Like beautiful Venice Beach. Jasmine and bacalao.
We have been working for over a year and a half with what we call the Governor's Seismicity Council, which I established a long time ago.
Great. You have a council. But the group meets in secret and has no mandate to issue recommendations. So it's as if you have a fatal illness, but you're only treating the symptoms, but not even with the doctor, with a bureaucrat with low self-esteem. But What I would prescribe is, you know, it. Nobody listens to me. My wife hates me.
Reporting from Washington, this is Naomi Caravani, Redacted Tonight.
Trying to find a state where a cop hasn't killed an unarmed black dude is like trying to find a Chipotle that makes quesadillas. It's not gonna happen. Even though all they'd have to do is iron a taco. It's not quantum physics. It's what Trump hasn't said yet that's making the over 2/3 of women who rely on free birth control strongly consider LoJack for their uterus.
The video shows clearly that Walter Scott was running away with no weapon.
Well, to be fair, the jury did deliberate for nearly 22 hours, which is the same amount of time it takes to binge watch a season of Law & Order. Except in Law & Order, they actually find people guilty. Nestle pumped 36 million gallons of water in 2015 alone from California's Strawberry Creek, based on a U.S. Forest Service permit that expired nearly 30 years ago. The permit is old enough to be a millennial. Which makes sense, since both are draining our society's natural resources and giving back nothing.